All right, here with new University of Hawaii Athletics Director Ben Jay. Ben, aloha and congratulations.
Aloha.
You know, you've been across the country, numerous positions. What attracted you to the position here at the University of Hawaii?
Wow, the opportunity to come to and lead a top Division I program in the country with a great athletic program, great rich tradition, history, and when the opportunity presented itself, I just had to jump at that chance. And funny enough, I've always had this little passion for Hawaii, and so when that job listing came up, I had to apply. I knew I had to apply.
What was your first reaction when Chancellor Apple offered the position to you?
Well, funny enough is when I didn't really learn about it until after I got back to Columbus, Ohio, after going through the series of interviews here in Hawaii. I was on the long plane flight back and arrived in Columbus. I was actually rushing because there were two events I needed to get to that night, and so I didn't notice the phone message on right away. And as I was heading home from the airport, that's when I picked up on the message, and that's when I learned that I was being offered the position. So I'm very excited about this opportunity.
You have a wife, 3 children. What's their reaction been like?
Oh, as with any, initially, when you have to sit down, and I went home that evening to sit down to talk to them about this change and accepting this position, and they, of course, you go through the trials and tribulations of young children who are going to be affected, all their friends and things like that, and leaving school, but you go through a half hour of that, and then it's been exciting. Every day they've gotten more excited. They were getting very excited about coming on this trip, to seeing the island and seeing where their new home was going to be, and they were absolutely thrilled. So as they're getting themselves acquainted to Oahu right now, they're very excited about being back here. We've only been here on vacations before. Now to call this home is very thrilling for them.
What's your vision for this athletics department?
The vision is very simple, is to continue, the success of this athletics program, the success of our student athletes from both an academic and athletic side. And I want to be able to build upon that success, to build upon the traditions here, and be able to do some of the things, obviously, that I was brought here to do, and that is raise the profile of the program, and to be able to have success from, I think, from an academic level, especially for our student athletes. Our basic business here is to graduate our student athletes, and for them to go on to greater careers, greater heights in their life. And if we're able to do that, then we can call ourselves successful.
How would you describe your management style? What can people expect from you?
I think the first thing that people would notice about me is that I'm an absolute people person. Communication is key. I think I want to make sure that I get out there and meet everyone in the department, meet everybody in the community, meet with all the people that I have to meet in order that will help us become a better athletics program. So I think, my style lends itself to, I'm the type of person who wants to empower my staff, but I'm also challenging them, to be even better than we are. I think once you have that, our people will have that ability to get out there, do their jobs, and help as a team create the successes that we will have.
What challenges are you anticipating to face here, unique to any other school you might have been at?
I think certainly the remoteness of the islands, being away from the mainland. I think obviously that travel distance is always a challenge, much more than any other school that I know of, even considering how spread out the schools are in the Pac-10 conference. I mean, and now the Pac-12 conference, but we have a large ocean now in between us, and so that's going to present some challenges, I think, financially, and it presents some challenges. But I also think it also helps us in the future as we position this program, position this university as conference realignment is being discussed, and what is the future goal of ours to get there, to be part of the ones to be counted.
You know, business background heavily in finance. What do you think the transition will be moving from a school like Ohio State with such a large athletic budget to here at the University of Hawaii?
You know, it doesn't really change because even though Ohio State may have a large budget, $100 million more than what we're experiencing here, it's about how you manage your finances, how you manage your resources, and we want to make sure that we're spending every dollar in the right way. We want to make sure that we are getting the most efficient use of our resources, and also developing and finding new resources all the time. It's the same challenge at Ohio State. It is ever so growing. The programs are ever so growing. Despite the disparity in our size and number of sports and number of student athletes, the challenges are all the same. It's how do we find new resources, and how do we take care of the resources that we have, and that we're using them smartly.
I believe you begin in mid-January. What will be your first order of business?
My first order of business is really getting down and sitting down with everybody in the department and understanding what their experiences have been, what their goals are, what are the kinds of things that we need to be focusing on. And so I'm going to take my time because I'm going to sit back and evaluate both, I think, from internally from the department and externally as to what are the things that I'll need to be concentrating on. You know, again, I go back to I'm big on empowering my staff to do the day-to-day things, and I need to stay big picture for the department if we're going to reach the kinds of goals and heights that we need to be.
Okay, Ben, congratulations again, and we look forward to your start in January.
Thank you very much. Happy to be here. Aloha.